All right, this should be the last of these, and we can review a little bit when we get done, but let's go into Elmo. You did Don't Ask, Don't Tell. It was just a tad short on what it needed to be. We need to make sure you do that. Now, you made a compelling case for military versus society at large. Well done. After the case you make, how can you endorse waiting for full implementation? In fact, it kind of destroys your argument. You come off in your speech as I'm all for open service of gays, lesbians, that kind of thing. Yet you, near the end of your speech, say that it's a bad time to implement this right now. I'm putting words in your mouth, but basically we need to hold off on the implementation of this. If you favor something and you favor it for somebody else or some other time, you need to make it clear why, if it's okay, it's not okay now. If you had people who supported the aspect of gays serving in the military in your audience, you have them with you 100% until you say, but let's not implement it right away. Well, why? You made the case, you gave the reasons, now you need to not back off on implementation, or at least come up with something really, really compelling for why not to implement it. I will give you kudos for your refreshing candor, given your background and what you do. I think that that's a position that may not be all that popular in where you are, but kudos for your candor. This was an excellent presentation in every respect, except for the one about why are we going to wait. It did run a bit short. You made your case strongly, but then you backed off on the implementation after giving all of the reasons for doing so, and that becomes a weakness of the speech. It's still a good speech. You mentioned 66,000, but you don't say out of how many. When you give a number, you've got to put it in perspective. If you're trying to tell me that 66,000 are X, then 66,000 out of what? Or 66,000 represents 78% of. Give me some kind of reference that I can understand why that number is even being given. All right, finally, this is ginseng, and you spoke about teen pregnancy. I'm going to be right up front with you. This was about as perfect as you can get in a speech. Are there things that could be done better? Yeah. Everything you ever do in life, there are woulda, coulda, shouldas. If you could have done this, if you would have had that, I could have done, and all this. We all can do that. But this was outstanding in every respect. A couple of points. Speak to the camera without looking right at the camera. When you're making a strong point, you lose some of the strength of the point. Same as, we're talking camera now. If you're speaking to an audience, don't be looking down when you make a strong point. Look right out at the audience. Scan the audience, and you say that X is true, da 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 da, and make sure they get your point as you're going. You were extremely personal in your testimony. It was so good because of the personal testimony that you gave, that it added a dimension of sincerity to your presentation. Watch what you do with your eyes when you speak. You had a tendency to kind of look up a lot. Give it to me straight out. Don't give that look up like, okay, I'm trying to get divine intervention here, or I'm reading off the back of my eyeballs, the eyelids, to see what I really want to say next. It adds a kind of unsurety of where you want to go next. Don't give your audience anything like that. Cite sources for all your facts. You had sources. You have some facts that probably needed a little more source citing. The first person speech was just about as good as you can expect, or as you can get. When you can give a speech and do the this is my experience, this is what that first person aspect of that is amazing. And I've got here on my page, wow, what an outstanding presentation. And then I have on here, I'm not sure the schools will buy into your solution, but it sure would be a nice start. You had practicality, you had a plan, you certainly presented the need. Your statistics are overwhelming. This was an exceptional presentation, and I don't do this very often, but this was a 300-point speech, and you got all 300 of them. You can do very well in speaking, and I'm sure that you probably don't see yourself as a great speaker, but let me just tell you that not everybody wants to be a keynote speaker at some big national meeting, but you certainly can hold your own in any situation where you would have to go and speak. I always use the example, if you had to go to a school board meeting on behalf of your child, or to a city or a county council meeting on behalf of yourself, that you would be not so intimidated or terrified that you would not go. This was a classic example of how to put something together, and I compliment you on bringing in the personal story, the conversation. I've talked about that all semester. Be conversational. Talk from strengths. Talk from what you know about. Talk from what you understand. You and Elmo both did a really good job of being conversational and talking from a very personal point of view. That's it. I'm looking forward to your special occasion speeches. There are just a few points left to go in the class. Those of you who are still with us are likely to do okay in this class. I know some of you didn't think you could make it. You're going to make it. So we'll just go from there. And if you have any questions, as always, give me a call. I'll be posting the grade numbers in Blackboard. And let me just say, overall, these were fun speeches, interesting speeches to listen to. Have a good one.